What's up, everybody? So I was digging through some old scans of mine from when I had first returned to shooting film a couple years ago, and it's very interesting to see the technical differences between those photos and kind of what I'm doing today. You know, I've been a professional photographer as my only job for 19 years, but prior to that, when I was shooting only film just for fun with my friends and bands, stuff like that, I really didn't know a whole lot about what I was doing as far as exposures go. I pretty much used all auto settings on my Nikon 5005. And so coming back, I didn't have a whole lot of knowledge about different film stocks and when to overexpose and when to underexpose. So I was going off the advice of a lot of people online. And right before this trip, I had been told, just shoot everything 2 stops overexposed, because the dynamic range of film is incredible and you can overexpose by 5 stops and still have information there. And so that's what I did. I shot over 2 stops on every single shot on this roll. And I think the photos are fine. I mean, it's an incredible location. It's a rooftop in New York with 3 super gorgeous models. So it's really hard to mess that up. And it's interesting, though, looking at the photos with my brain now, 2 years later versus 2 years ago, because they would look so much different now. You know, my rules since then have changed. I have, if you haven't watched my previous videos, in direct sunlight and flash, I shoot box speed and then expose for the skin. In shade, like I'm standing in now, I would shoot 1 stop overexposed and then adjust for the skin. And then in a really brightly lit backlight scene, I would shoot 2 stops overexposed and then exposed for the skin. And there are definitely reasons for that. Like, you know, in a really brightly lit backlit scene, the shadows are much, much darker and deeper. And that's exactly why you start 2 stops overexposed. In just open shade, the contrast difference isn't that much. So you don't have to compensate so much by overexposing. Have a look at the photos. Tell me what you think. The other thing too I want to let you know is all the photos that you see on this account have no post done to them. No Photoshop, no adjustments after I get them back from the lab. And the lab is just doing basic scans. They're not doing any sort of extensive you know, polishing of turds or anything like that. And so I like to show you, and I would like to see for myself what just a basic scan looks like, how close I'm getting my exposures to exactly what I want. And so I'll do a little bit of narration about the backstory of how these photos were made over the photos, and I will see you next time. Bye. So this was the first of the 3 models that I shot, and it was about 32 or 33 degrees out there that day, and they had just come up from shooting advertising photos for I think a hairdryer company, and so they were real troopers. So you can see, I mean, they're basically properly exposed, but I just lost a little bit too much detail in the skin tone and that robe. And so if I were to do this today, I would have shot I would set my my aperture for 1 stop over, and then brought it back about half a stop to retain that skin tone definition. This girl was Miss Peru. She was, I mean, she had 0 bad angles. She was impossible to get a bad photo of, and she was a real trooper and really knew how to move. And I'd love to photograph her again. Both these first 2 girls, this is before they were in hair and makeup, and so this is just them with fresh faces. So this girl, this was towards the end of the ad shoot, and she was obviously in full hair and makeup. And you know, she was so interesting. She's such a pro, and she required almost no direction. Even though I am very posy, if you watch my videos, I do pose every little thing. But all these girls moved so well that they really took almost no direction. And to go up there in that weather and not complain for a second is a real testament to their skill level. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks, guys. Bye.